Welcome to a beautiful Ingalls Harbor in Decatur, Alabama, the second stop of the Alabama Bass Trail North Division. It's Lake Wheeler, Kay Donaldson with the Alabama Bass Trail. I'm Robbie Floyd. And Kay, last year, an unbelievable catch. It took over 30 pounds to win this event, but that just shows you the big bass, the quality of bass that could be caught in this body of water.
You know, Wheeler Lake is the second largest lake on the Tennessee River chain, and these guys have a lot of area to explore, and they're going to probably need to do that with the winds that we've had this week and the winds that they're going to have today. They're going to need a few spots.
But the thing is that there are big fish out there. I don't expect 30 pounds, especially with the weather we're going to have today, where we've had rain in the past of the ABT Tour. It looks like it's going to be bluebird skies later on today.
You know what most people would call Chamber of Commerce weather? I'm not sure it's the fisherman's favorite kind of weather. Bluebird skies, a little bit of wind. We'll see.
Things are going to start off cold, but I promise you things are going to heat up later on in the afternoon. The second stop of the Alabama Bass Trail North.
Morning, folks. Welcome to this week's Alabama Bass Trail TV show. Here we are back up in the north, beautiful Lake Wheeler. It's the middle of April. Winter's still hanging on. Spring's trying to come in. 48 degrees at takeoff. You can tell on my jacket and my hat. We're confused. The fish have got to be confused. Who knows where they're going to be, if they're moving up shallow, if they're still out deep, or anywhere in between. What we do know is somebody's going to catch them today. So let's go find them. How are we doing this morning? One little one. What boat number are you? 26. It's a hurry up and get them kind of deal, right?
It is.
You ain't got all day. Sir?
I thought you was a competitor.
No. That's what I told him. I told the camera guy, I said, you need to stand up so we don't get shot. So,
yeah.
You know. What are you fishing out here?
It's a gravel ball. Shed up here yesterday spawning.
How was practice for you?
Not too good.
Good fish. Old crankbait. Wrong species? Stripe. It's throwing a big, it's a 3/4 ounce, looks like.
That
Rattle trap.
gold rattle trap early morning. You can't beat a gold rattle trap early in the morning.
Can. Water temperature the way it is, the wind, it should be.
Water's got a little stain to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough.
Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, official truck of the Alabama Bass Trail, and by TH Marine, improving your boat from transom to trolling motor. There's more to come.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
So our mission statement here at Bill Penny Motor Company is to enrich the lives of our employees and our customers and the communities we serve. And it really begins and ends with people. It started with that kind of philosophy with my granddad and went through my dad. Growing up around the business, I remember being just a kid washing cars and meeting these customers. Now I'm a grown adult and they get to buy vehicles from us and hopefully serve their next of kin for generations to come. For the whole story, visit us at BillPennyToyota.com, where people always come first.
What could 148,000 people possibly have in common? As different as each of the members of America's First are, they all like it when good things happen to them. Like when their savings earn a higher return than they can get with a bank, and when their loans and credit cards have lower rates. And they like taking care of business from wherever they are. Why not join us today? America's First Federal Credit Union.
You sons of fishes. Ain't enough fish on this lake for 2 clubs.
Really? Well, we see plenty of fish live with Panoptix.
Yep. Dang! We should get Panoptix. Or maybe we'll just take yours.
What's going on here? You boys have license?
Yes, sir. Nope.
There he is.
Oh, I got him.
You witnessed the action, the thrill, and the competition of the Alabama Bass Trail. Isn't it time you got involved? Coming in 2019, over $47,000 paid out for each event. No entry fee championship, 85 grand up for grabs, plus a new Phoenix. More than $500,000 in cash and prizes. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and sign up now at alabamabasstrail.org. The Alabama Bass Trail Tournament Series, presented by Phoenix Boats.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the ABT, second stop of the North Division here at Wheeler Lake. Wheeler Lake is located in the northern part of Alabama between Rogersville and Huntsville, created by Wheeler Dam along the Tennessee River. It stretches 60 miles from Wheeler Dam down to Guntersville Dam, and it's Alabama's second largest lake at 67,100 acres, and 225 teams from the North Division will cover those acres. Stable weather conditions with storms expected and the water level dropping, that's surely going to affect the shallow bite. Let's get back out on the water and see how the teams are catching them.
When you pull back on this one team, they obviously are in a pretty good looking spot, and they made the comment earlier, they've got one fish, but they've pulled up on their first spot this morning. Their team was there, watched them catch a limit, so they're kind of in a backup role right now, and they've come shallow, doing some flipping, swimming a jig, it looks like. So trying to find that shallow bite as this water warms up a little bit. Water clarity looks good. I mean, it looks like a fishy spot. I don't see why there wouldn't be one here, maybe one or two. It's just going to take some slowing down, take a little time, and find that sweet spot in this area. But definitely in a good-looking spot. Well, y'all catching them?
We got 5 little bitty ones.
5 little bitty ones.
Yeah, we just now got in here a few minutes ago. Pretty well covered up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our first place only yielded 1 fish. Then we got a limit off the second place, but we just came in here and we hadn't caught anything.
Staying primarily shallow like this?
Yeah. Well, we just stopped at another place and called twice, didn't we? On our third stop. We called twice on our third stop.
Okay.
I practiced my best stuff down here twice and haven't had a bite on any of it.
Really?
I don't know what's wrong with it. The water coming up and then going down hadn't helped.
With the side imaging, we're able to see, watching these guys fish, that they're actually fishing too shallow. They need to be sitting out further and fishing where their boat is actually at. With the side image here, you can see, like, here's a prime example. The fish are pulled out further. They're not up in the shallow water because of that fluctuation, that water depth. He said that foot fluctuation since Wednesday, it just moves them out just a little bit.
Like Jack just mentioned, I think this water fluctuation, being up, coming down, we've had some movement in the water current. There's a lot of trash in the water, a lot of things like that. I think it's just going to be a matter of time for these guys to realize this adjustment they need to make. I think a lot of times we get stuck in that mentality of they were up here, 2 days ago. They should still be in the same spot. With the water falling, even just a little bit, which he says is falling over a foot, it's going to kind of push everything back out a little bit. So that would make sense for a lot of times if you're fishing along and you're not catching anything where you have, look underneath the boat and maybe you got to move out a little deeper and just kind of move that, that shoreline out a little more for you to realize where they may have moved and set up to. They're not going to move far, but they're going to move far enough to where they're comfortable and where they're still a food source. And with the amount of trash and stuff in the water and the amount of structure, that's obvious choice here.
This portion of the program is sponsored in part by Sweet Home Alabama, by Garmin, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, will be right back.
Are you done yet?
Does it look like I'm done?
Shouldn't you be at work?
Can you be what?
Todd.
Hold on.
Your real bike's all fixed.
And you guys are good.
Well, we are the #1 motorcycle insurer in the country.
Wait, you have a real motorcycle?
And real insurance with 24-hour customer support.
Well, I retire as champion.
Game hog.
Champion.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
Y'all catching them?
Fire, nothing special, no.
Well, how many we got?
3.
Got 3, all right. Well, that's special right now.
Is it?
From what I'm hearing, it's special. So.
About lunchtime before we start getting good. Yeah, we've been catching nice fish doing what we're doing, but it's been like 12 o'clock on. We've caught no small fish the whole time we've been down here until today.
Really?
Every one of about a pound and a half, 2 pounds. This way all week, slow of a morning for us at least.
Gotcha. So the afternoon is much better.
From about 11:30, 12 o'clock, 12:30 on is where we've done our best.
Okay.
We caught some really nice fish in practice. We caught an 8-pounder, and we caught some. He caught 5.5 or 6, and we've caught several 4.5 to 5s. But maybe today, maybe not.
Well,
something always changes a little bit the day of the tournament.
It does. Now, oh yeah. I like the brown fish. That's a nice one there. Very nice.
No, y'all about 10 minutes too late.
Man, don't tell me that.
I bet you we caught 15 fish right here.
Really?
Yeah. We had probably 3 when we got here. We filled the limit. I think we caught 3 or 4 times.
So what was it about this spot that's different?
I think it's just a little shelf down there that's current. We're just kind of sitting on that shelf watching, food go by, and every once in a while just run around here and grab it what they want.
Sure. Oh, but it's been an eventful morning this morning, from calm water to rough water, a little bit of wind, a little bit of everything. We've seen guys fishing out deep. We've seen them up shallow. We've seen a lot of debris in the water.
A lot of debris.
Seen a lot of things. We've seen a lot of different baits thrown, from spinner baits to shallow water crankbaits, a lot of shaky head stuff. Watched a couple of guys catch some on a worm there on a bluff bank. What did you see that you would have done different today?
What we've noticed today is I think a lot of guys, like we said earlier, did not adapt to the changing conditions. Even though that water level fluctuated, there's a lot of trash. The guy said, wasn't here 2 days ago, and now all of a sudden his cove's covered up. They didn't adjust properly. They should have pulled out a little bit further. We noticed that on a lot of the guys. They were fishing on top of the fish. They needed to be about 10 feet out further and stuff. And on fishing on the bluffs, they were fishing too far up on the bluffs. They needed to fall back in that pocket just a little bit where those fish were a little bit more protected,
right,
and stuff, and pushing that bait fish. And that's one thing we noticed also was the guys who wasn't catching fish, there were no bait fish around. The guys that had the limits, they were the ones that were on the bait fish.
No, now one thing we did hear from a couple of teams were, the morning bite was just gravy. Anything they got before 11, 12 o'clock was just going to be gravy. Are those guys still playing off a practice deal, or are they adjusting at all?
It's just a tough call. That afternoon bite, the water we noticed has been in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, here it is 61. That's the warmest water we've seen all day and stuff. So as the afternoon bite picks up with the warmer weather, the rocks will get warmer, those fish will pull back in where those guys were catching them before this front came through and pushed them out a little bit further.
Right.
And stuff. So I think they didn't, like I said, they didn't adjust. But that bite will pick back up this afternoon, but they've lost, most of the day when they could have caught the bigger, better fish.
Well, Bo, we really appreciate you being with us today. I know we see you in the South, you with your son Mason, and you guys are always fun to watch and fun to follow, and you guys can catch them, so it's always fun. One thing about it, somebody is going to adapt, somebody is going to adjust, and one team's going to catch that bass, going to take home $10,000 today.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Y'all hang tight, weigh-ins coming up.
This portion of Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, Sweet Home, Alabama, and by America's First Federal Credit Union. Stay with us, there's more to come.
Taming the beast isn't easy, but the bigger your electronics, the more you have on the line. In conditions like this, you need the KVD Kong Extreme Electronics Mount. The only electronics mount designed and built to be rock solid. No movement, no matter how heavy your gear. A marine-grade mount for fresh or salt water that's monstrously strong. The KVD Kong Extreme Electronics Mount.
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
Some things ain't worth keeping. Yesterday's traditions, today's adventures, tomorrow's memories. Now that's something worth keeping. Fish Alabama and find your keeper.
For more information, visit fishalabama.org.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some of the best are outdoors, like a trip to Lake Gunnersville. First stop on the Alabama Bass Trail. Catch anything? Nice. Or head to the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. 468 holes of golf heaven. What's the time say?
Best public golf on the planet.
Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
Here comes the rain. What's that girl? Flo needs help. Take me to her. We're coming, Flo. Why aren't we taking roads? Flo.
Oh, you made it. Do you have change for $1?
This was the emergency? Yes, I was busy.
24-hour roadside assistance from America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
You know, I think you're my best friend. You don't have to say I'm your best friend. That's okay.
We saw you today. You had a limit when we saw you, I believe, right? Did you ever upgrade those?
Yeah, we caught 2 more big, well, not big fish. I got one in maybe 4 pounds, one about 2. And then we caught, I don't know how many fish, tons of fish, but we just couldn't get the big bite.
How'd you catch them?
Soft plastics.
What kind of soft plastic?
Well, that's kind of a secret.
No, come on now.
Rage crawl.
Lie.
Rage
Are you
crawl.
serious?
Yeah.
Okay. Shallow or deep?
Shallow.
How shallow?
Very.
Very shallow?
Very shallow. Yeah, like a foot shallow.
So this water dropping or water change didn't hurt you none?
Well, not too bad. We just kind of moved out a little bit.
We mainly just pitch creature baits and fish the spawning areas. They pulled the water a little bit to hurt us a little bit, but we got a limit, I don't know, in a couple of hours, and then we just called all day.
It looks like y'all had a really good day today. Not bad, not bad. We had a good time today.
I think you had good. Let's find out what they've got. The first pair up, $14.93. How about a round of applause for these guys starting things off in a good way? How many times do you think you fished Wheeler in your life?
I wouldn't know, a bunch.
More than you got fingers and toes. Let's find out. Hundreds, he says. So he should be a favorite now. So let's find out. Right now to take the lead, you need $14.93. They did that and then some. $19.42, jumping up there almost that 20-pound mark. Good job. Greg Grubbs and Matt Ferguson are in boat number 69. They got 5 fish. Any biggins? We're done pretty good today. Good deal. I like hearing that. Yeah, you did do pretty good today. That looks like you got 9 bass in there. But they might take the lead. It's going to be close. They need 1942. Just under it, 1906.
You said you had a good bag. You thought you had over 20.
Yeah, come up a little shy on that. I guess my eyes got big.
Not enough water in the tank?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, I know how you said you caught them. Craig, how did you guys catch them?
We caught them pitching in the raids, sawgrass, just up shallow.
How shallow?
A foot, 10 inches, I don't know, 8. If it hadn't been so muddy, you could have seen their back.
So our lead right now is 19 and change, 1942, over 20, over 21, 22. We've got 23.43 for Mayo and Roberts.
It took him their 5th try, but in the 5th year, Mayo and Roberts finally do it. And I mean, an unbelievable story and a great fishery.
You know, traditionally, I think these guys are Coosa River anglers, even though, you know, Walt has spent quite a bit of time on Guntersville. But, I mean, wow. I think way more weight than anyone would have expected after their practices.
And a stack field, 225 boats hit the water. And guys, you did it the best. And not only that, I want to tell you, you're now the Angler of the Year points leaders as well. That has to feel good.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. You know, we worked hard. Our first year, we finished, I think, 8th in points and made it to the national championship, and we were proud of that. But we've struggled some. Both of us travel a lot and don't get pre-fished much. So, but it's a cool thing, and we're really excited.
And it paid off big, a $10,000 payday, Angler of the Year points lead, and there's only 3 rounds left. It can only keep going up, right?
That's right. Both of our wives have made comments about how much time we spent over here this week, so maybe this will solidify our pre-fishing for a tournament before the event.
I'm sure the wives are happy with a $10,000 payday, Kay, and there's a couple of young guns right behind them, some student anglers ready to knock them off the perch.
You know, we looked at it, and 3 out of the top 10 teams are student teams, so that's got to be interesting, and I'm sure there's probably about 215 more teams that aren't real happy about that, so it's going to be interesting going into Wise. We're going to have a brand new facility there that we're going to be showcasing. Looking forward to being back on the Coosa River.
But the next stop will be back down to the south for their 4th stop on the Alabama Bass Trail, Lake Jordan, right here. The Alabama Bass Trail presented by Phoenix Boats on Fox Sports Southeast.